Chandler here. I've got Ryan with me. Ryan's a gentleman and a scholar. He's been in our program for about a month now, and he's seen some pretty amazing progress and wanted to share it with the world. So, how's it going, Ryan?
It's going good. It's going good right now. I've known you for since '09, right? We were first met you at Battleborn, you and Steph. You guys were working out there. I started working out there with a friend named Hag from the fire service. And okay, hold on. Sorry, I got a little one with me.
That's all right.
But yeah, I started working out alongside with you there, and then you guys moved over to Sparks Elite, and I started working there when you guys made the transition over there as kind of one of the main coaches. And then you guys opened up your own gym at Stone Age Fuel, and I was a part of that. So I've seen a lot of success with your programs, and now we're doing this. So just been in it for about 3 weeks, and I've noticed that the weight loss is the big one. It's a little over 10 pounds. I started at 253, and I've dropped down to was it Friday? Last time I jumped on the scale was Friday. I'll probably jump on it again tonight to do the measurements and stuff. But it was 240 on Friday, so 240.5. And so within the last 2 weeks of the dieting program, I know it's been 3 weeks since we started this whole thing, but the actual eating, the diet part of it, and I've lost about 11 or so pounds, roughly, and I've been successful on it. And I've noticed, like we talked about earlier, is before, when I was doing the CrossFit stuff, we would do the paleo or strict diets, and depending on what I wanted to do, whether it's gain weight or lose weight, gain muscle mass, but I wouldn't see the results as fast as I'm seeing them now, and I would get frustrated, which would cause me to go on a run or go do double days, as we call them, on the CrossFit side of things. And now I feel like I'm not even trying, partly because I don't have the time with these guys. They're always taking up your time in good ways. But I have noticed, go look for her. And I've noticed that I'm a little bit more patient, when I'm not. Of course, I've been losing the weight, so I haven't quite hit a plateau. But I feel like I'm not going to have a time to get frustrated. This time around, I'm not going to have the time to be like, hey, I'm going to go double days, or I'm going to go harder. I'm just going to stick to the process. And I feel also with the sleep and the videos are helping out a lot. And to tell you the truth, I work a hard labor job. So, it's probably burning calories. It's like working out, but at the same time, I haven't been going hard on the workout. So I'm curious to see how much more weight I lose once I start doing what I regularly do out at work, with the hiking and the cutting trees down and the moving big logs and sweating and burning calories that way with the diet. I'm interested to see if it continues. And the big thing is you've helped me out with, I've noticed with, my emotions. I felt just a few months ago tired, which led to stress at home. With work, I'd come home tired, along with some stress at work, and then it'd be stressful at home dealing with the kids. And you guys know, I'm sure a lot of you people in your program are parents, or you have some parents in your program, which it could be frustrating when you've had a long day. You're not eating right. During work days, I wouldn't eat at all. That was one of the things that I just didn't feel like I had enough time to really sit down and eat, especially breakfast. You and I talked about breakfast was one of the things that I didn't really do. And teaching myself good habits, and eating, meals during the day, so then I don't get home and just pound the food at dinner and not have enough time to spend with the kids, and then shower and bedtime and all of that. I feel like it's a lot more of a routine we're building. We'll, we're building more of a routine now, you know? So, and it's helped out with everything, with my sleeping cycle, my eating habits, and my emotions. I feel more energized at work. Um, some of my coworkers have actually said, like, "Man, you're not you're more energetic in the mornings. I'm more, hey, how's it going, guys? I'm not, trying to pound the coffee to wake up." And they've also noticed I haven't been drinking as much coffee, which is interesting. But yeah, it's all good things, and I'm happy, and I'm doing this with my wife. So for all you guys who are listening to me, I'm doing this with a partner, and my partner in crime in life, and she's also had some results, not as big as mine, but it's helped us. It's helped our relationship out quite a bit. And we find prepping the meals, like today she's gonna go out and grab some final stuff. She'll come back, and we're just gonna spend today as a family, um, and prepping and getting ready for the week. So it's helped that aspect of it too. So yeah.
Yeah, that's huge. It's pretty amazing seeing the progress you've gained like across the board. So just on the nutrition, the emotional aspect, like the sleep, and at work, feeling energized. It's just cool how everything kind of comes full circle right back into itself, and we optimize these pillars of life that we talk about.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
No,
Sorry.
you go ahead. It's all about
Oh
you.
no. No, the pillars of life, and just reading up on this stuff. I will say that's probably the hardest part of this program is just understanding these pillars and kind of going through your own, like adjusting them through to your own life and your own life setting. So you read these things and you watch the videos, and then you implement them, and you try and come up with the way you react to these pillars. And there's good days and bad days. I'm not saying that I'm perfect, and I stick to the diet every single day, every single moment. We've and that's another cool thing is I'm seeing results. And I've been to a birthday party last weekend, like we talked, and had a beer and chicken tenders. It's adjusting to what I'm doing, how I live my life and have fun, but at the same time making good choices the next day, and getting back on it. But the pillars of the way you sleep, the way you react to things emotionally, and then the diet, and how it all works out with your emotions, and because everyone's different, and I could see it in my wife, and the way your mind and your body reacts. It's very interesting, and I'm stoked. I'm so far, I feel like I'm making really, really good progress, and it's helping me out, and it's helping my situation at home out with my family, and for the better. Not saying that I was in a bad situation, but I could definitely see the weight gain, and how it influenced everything else. Just your energy is your big one, negative and positive, and then not laziness, but I would say not having the energy to go out and do stuff, go out on a walk, and it's easier to just relax, and you're tired, your mind's tired, your body's tired, and that's all affected by the way you eat, the way you sleep, these pillars that we're talking about. And like I said, just taking all that in and trying to figure out who you are within these pillars, and trying to make it part of your life, for success. I think that's the challenge. I wouldn't say I know I said it's the hardest part, but it is a challenge. And like I said, people are different, and everyone's different, and it's just finding your own, and your own way and your own path within this program. And I think it's so far for me, I've been a success, I feel like. So I'm very happy.
Yeah, you've done amazing. It's cool, and like you're saying, everything's customized to the pillars of life in your life. You can't just give a cookie cutter program and expect it to work for everyone, and that's really where the magic happens. And You've been huge. It's amazing seeing your success. So I'm always excited to see the when your results tracking comes in, and I'm like, man, Ryan, you're already down like 15 pounds, and we're 4 weeks in, 3 weeks in. So
Yeah.
it's good stuff. You're doing amazing.
Yeah, thanks. And yeah, I don't know. I just for those of you guys who like one of the things that you and I talked about, my partner in life there, she's not seeing the results as big as mine, and it's I would understand that, you know, her body's different. Maybe it's taken a little bit longer. Plus, she's a woman, so I mean, she was telling me that sometimes women have a little harder time losing than men, and it's kind of cool to see that because there might come a time where I stop kind of losing the weight as fast, and maybe she starts, you know, gaining ground. And it's interesting to see kind of our both of our programs and the different dietary program that we're on and what she's eating and what I'm eating and how much I'm eating and she's eating and you know she's working out doing the workouts and sometimes I'm not and just seeing the different things and what works for each one of us because like I said it's different and but it's interesting and it's cool plus it's easy to have you know there's times where I honestly, she's dragged me into the workouts, and I want to be successful, and I want her to be successful, and just having each other's back. That's another big thing that's actually helped um, our relationship in the sense of um, it's vamped it up. You know, it's kind of like one more thing her and I are tackling and doing together, which is really cool. So for you know, I don't know if you have a lot of people that are doing this as a couple or married, but it does help to kind of like when you get home and you're tired and you see her doing the yoga with the kids, and you're like, all right, I'm jumping in, move aside. You know, you get in there with the kiddos and her and you start doing the workout. So that's cool. I will say that that's helped, and that just helps out because once we're done, we've done a family activity. You know, and you can see the kids are starting to like imitate some of the moves we're doing. Um, the squatting and things like that and they implement some of the stuff that they learn at gymnastics and the wrestling clubs and they're doing the workouts with us within the home which is really cool. It's something else that we're kind of doing it as a family so it's really cool to see that.
Yeah, that's awesome. And your wife's progress, even if she doesn't feel like it's as big as yours, it's still we're now what 6 pounds, so she's still crushing
Yeah.
it, and
Yep.
she's got so much time left over, like 3 pounds a week already, or 2 pounds a week.
Hmm.
She's amazing. So doing it as a couple, like you're saying, is massive because it builds that family time, builds that communication, gives you something healthy to do together, and then you teach your kids these habits, and then they learn these things growing up, and it becomes a lifestyle.
Yeah, it's huge. And then the you kind of have a cheerleader right on your side, you know. Like she is so stoked when we do the measurements when I climb for me. She's really stoked. And then I'm stoked for her too for the things that the pounds that she's lost so far. But I will say I'm more stoked with her energy, just her positivity in general, and just the things that we do together now. It's different. It's different than let's just go to the Coconut Bowl, order a pizza, and yet we still do those things. But it's something different. You know what I'm saying? It's something that brings us together in a healthy way, um, and yeah, and we spend time with each other as a couple and as a family with the kiddos. So it's really cool. It's I'm interested to I'm eager to continue in the program. I can't wait to see what happens in the next few months. One thing you and I talked about is I'm really this month of March, these next 4 weeks or so, I'm really going to try to do the I'm going to continue the diet thing, but I'm really going to emphasize workouts at work and then doing the workouts at home. And I'm going to start writing it down and kind of see the progression. Maybe see. I'm interested to see where my body and my mind, as far as energy goes, seeing you know, not the complacency, but kind of, when you're tired and maybe going at it and then talking to you about that and seeing what the scale says and what, how many inches I'm losing in the next couple of weeks alongside with staying with the diet and hitting the gym hard, especially at work since I have that opportunity at work. So that's one, like you said, that's one of the things we talked about. And the last conversation we had is I'm going to try really, really hard to do my work at work. Try not to, overexhaust myself, but hit the gym and then come home and then try and do the workouts with my wife and continue to see what happens and see where maybe the balance goes. So
For sure. I'm excited to see it too. The progress is incredible for both of you. So it's a fun journey, and I can't wait to see what the rest looks like. Thanks for chatting with me today, and thanks for helping inspire others and telling them your story. I think it's huge. I can say it so much, but when it comes from someone like you who's so successful and with an adorable daughter, it comes from the heart. It's good.
oh, you're laughing. Yeah, it's awesome, and I'm excited. I'm excited, and for those of you guys who maybe aren't shedding down the pounds like I am, just stay with the program, stay positive, and look at all the other things that it's done. Like I mentioned, family time, my sleeping habits. I've noticed during the work week, my sleep is. I can't say deeper, but I will say I feel I'm getting more rest when I wake up. And I don't know if that's just the rest thing or it's the breakfast in the morning. Just like when I wake up in the morning, I'm not groggy. I'm not like, hey, I need coffee. So maybe it's both. I'd like to think it's both. It's both the eating in the morning gets me going, but at the same time knowing that I got good rest. But it's all the pillars. It's emotionally staying sound, and I've noticed it on all aspects. It's not just the weight loss. So for those of you guys who maybe like my wife only is losing 2 pounds a week or so, that's like you said, it's good, and everyone's different. So I'm just happy to share my story with you guys. Okay. I'll get you, Baba. But yeah, stay with it, guys. Stay focused, and just continue to make those good habits. And you've done a really good job of checking in with me, like these videos and calling me on Fridays, and the text messages in the mornings. Those really help out too, to stay focused. So I appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure. Here for you. Sounds like you got to attend to your adorable little girl. And thanks again for jumping on.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks.